Good morning. What is this stateless state? What is this place that this speaker seems to be constantly pointing at? Well, it's the place where we're pointing from. You see, we are pointing our projected body and mind and world from our point of projection in this place which has no boundaries, no substance, stainless, still, motionless, but with movement of essence, of senses, of emotions, and body and mind arise from this state that I am. You see, I am is born from this stateless state that I am. I am is before presence and all states. Any word that comes from it, any word that comes from this stateless state, from this I am, is simply another state. And when this is actually seen, all states go. All states go when I sees this. This state of I sees I am. And I am sees I am a body, and I am body sees I am a name, and on and on and on. This revelation, this enlightenment, this awakening, this seeing is the result. And what comes from this result is that this no state sees itself as this no state, like a circle being connected. And of course, the highest state before the stateless state not disconnected, can bring itself life as the unborn state giving birth to itself. Now I hope your mind is confused, because the object of this is to remove the mind state, you see, and remove all other states. This unborn state is your always in-between state. You were never born. There's no one talking here. There's nothing taking place. Everything seems to be real, but everything is an illusion of reality, a reflection of reality. When you say illusion, sometimes it means that it's a fantasy, an imagination. But it is a part of truth, because it is a reflection of truth, just like the mountain that reflects on the lake. The reflection on the lake can appear and disappear, just like your body and your mind when you go to sleep at night. But the mountain is always there. That's the stateless state. But without the reflection on the lake, the mountain does not know it's a mountain. See? Before your belief in the name and the body identities, which is what you think you are, we were truly pure. In the free state, creates this thought. It creates a simple thought that you are here. And this purpose of being here is to experience and enjoy all these temporary states, but without losing sight of what you truly are. That's the problem, you see. We forgot who we really are. So therefore, we begin to believe and attach and cling on to particular states that we like. Pain is a state, pleasure is a state. While we accept pleasure, we refuse pain. That means we are refusing part of our truth, you see. The stateless state is where everything comes from. So when you project everything from truth as truth, and then you ignore parts of truth. And this is when suffering actually comes in. How do you go about this, you see? My mind is so active, I just can't get free from mind. Well, it's very, very simple. You see, adult mind says, well, there must be an organized, structured way, some sort of intellectual knowledge that you need to get from some other source, whether it's a saint, Buddha, Christ, a biblical book, from these words, and then you have to put it into practice, and then you have to do it. No, not true. Firstly, you have to self-recognize. You have to really understand yourself. And then recognize that by removing all binding states will turn you, or will return you into this child. You see, before all these binding states had preferences, and the child accepts every state. It accepts every state. It cries when it's in pain. It stops crying when it's not in pain. It doesn't look for reasons why it's crying. It doesn't look for reasons for how to be happy. It has everything. The child has everything and accepts everything and gets on with life very, very fluently and very lovingly. So by removing all the stateless states, there is a fear that you will become a child again. Very good, because that's what you have to be. You know, even Christ says, you will not enter the kingdom of heaven until you become like the child. You have to do this before this body is lost. The child is a not knowing state. It doesn't need to know anything. It simply gets on with the fact that it loves getting up in the morning and doing stuff. There is no structure. We take our children and give them structure. We tell them to reject specific kinds of states, and then they begin to suffer like us, and on it goes. And this is now being recognized by so many who are awakening and enlightening. And there's no choice now. God is really hacked off and is doing it for you. It's doing it for you. Holy Spirit, soul, all these angelic realms, all working overtime, extra, for you. Yeah? And you simply ignore. You simply say, there's nothing I can do, I'm just going to die. That's the lazy state, you see. That's the I'll leave it for others to do state. All thoughts come effortlessly. They come with no effort from consciousness. You simply are not the thoughts. And all these thoughts are not about you. They're not about your true state. They're simply playing with each other trying to confirm a place up the league table. You know, I'm a more important thought than you are. You know, I'm thinking about being something special. I'm thinking about doing something for the world, and you're thinking about lying in your bed. You know, and that's judgment. The state of judgment comes in. The one that lies in the bed is maybe ill, but has no energy to say, or to feel obligated to justify. These are simply thoughts. All of these words that you hear today are thoughts. They may appear real to the mind, but to the stateless state, the true self that you are, there's no reality here. There's simply something taking place in this placeless place that you are. The moment that you see thoughts and you look at them and you don't analyze them, and you realize that they're simply passing vibrations of energy, and that they really have no use. They're not doing anything to enhance your life. They're not doing anything to change this world. In fact, this world is getting worse. And that's another thought. You see? That's a judgmental thought. So your thoughts are playing games with each other. And eventually, a true seeker sees, wait a minute, wait one moment. These thoughts are absolutely of no use. They're simply taking me back and forth, like the bagatelle game with a ball, the game where you ping the ball up and it ping, 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 makes noises and just goes back and forward with no sense. So you give up these thoughts because they have no use to what you truly are. Once you see these thoughts are of no use and they pass, the thinker then dies. You see, you're freed from all thoughts. The thinker dies. Die, you don't like that word die, you see. But what happens is it becomes reborn, you see. Body and mind still here. Thoughts are useless. Thinker dies. No more thoughts come. Everything seems to be fading. And then they reappear. But they're reborn, new reborn thoughts from a new reborn thinker. Still separate from your stateless state, of course. Still separate, but not separate. When this is revealed to yourself, not through these words, not through any words from another, when this revelation is revealed to yourself, you simply pay gratitude. You smile. You say, I'm not going to get fooled again. I simply am grateful for these thoughts. I'm so happy that I am able to think that my body and mind is here, it exists, it lives, and these thoughts are coming and past. And they're not really, for me, the true one, but they may have effect on my body life, my mind life. So I may need to use them now. I may need to take the true ones, because these thoughts now are clean, they're empty. They're not stale and coming at 100 miles an hour anymore. They're simply slowly passing thoughts, and they stop in time for you to make judgment and say, you know what, I think I'm going to go down this route today. Thank you. Thank you so much for thinking on my behalf. Of course, to others it appears as if you, the body, the name, the one that they know, are now an uninteresting person. You know, this one does not get involved in the rabble. You see, in the chaos of stories and working life and judgment and discussing the news and all this, you simply look as though that you remain this smiling fool. And they don't like that, you see, because mind is now saying, look, this one has been freed. And that's exactly what it is, you see. You pay no interest in anything. You become the least interesting. And the rest, that's why they don't like you, you see. Because their mind does not want to be freed. That's why so few want enlightenment. They don't want to be freed from suffering. While you're suffering, you see, while the mind and the body is believing that they exist as one and they're suffering, something has to pay attention to me. Me, and with these inverted commas. Something has to pay attention to me while I'm suffering. Therefore, suffering is much better than having to face up to my greatest fear, that I am nothing but an infinite space. I like my something, you see. I like my something state. I'm prepared to suffer this whole life. That way I get attention from other sufferers. What you are, the stateless state, what you really are, well, you're beyond thought. You have to be beyond thought. You are the beginning, you see. You are the beginning of your whole existence, your whole world, your whole universe, your whole galaxies. You are the beginning. Without you, and that you means not you, the body mind. The body mind can die, or fade, whatever you want to call it. It can go. You are still here. You still experience this, but not with mind or body. You are beyond this, you see. You are this beginning. Is the beginning of every single second of your life, every moment of this body life. The true beginning, the one moment, the infinite one moment. God's name, your name is one moment. God's name is one moment. Different essences, you see, different sparkles, but the same. You see, you cannot say you're God, and you cannot say you're not God. That's what an enlightened, true enlightened one can see. You cannot say that you are this and you cannot say that you are that. You are simply the witness. If God came up to you tomorrow, who would be superior, you see? Who would be superior? If you are capable of seeing this God, then you must be equal to God, because both have eyes. You see, that way there's two seeing. There's a two-way seeing, you see. If you truly want to experience God, you must understand that this God is of no substance, is of a lesser substance than this beyondness of this stateless state. So you'll never know God. And that is freedom, that is liberating. Because there's no more worrying about what is going to come. It doesn't matter if you go to heaven or paradise. God will still be a part. But as you're experiencing on behalf of God. What an absolute privilege. You are a mini God, but not the body and mind. The space, the stateless state, the in-between state between consciousness and I is your truth. Worlds are born from your thoughts. There's you, this infinite space, this stillness, and this silence, and you give birth to thoughts, and then words come from these thoughts. To understand any of this, to experience this, to self-experience this, you must return to this silence, to this stillness, by removing all states and becoming this child. No one will laugh at you, you see. You'll laugh at yourself. You'll laugh at the joy and the fun that you're having, like the child. We are so wrongful in how we bring up our children. We have no entitlement to bring anything up. We give them birth, and we give them freedom, and we give them love. Understand the child, and you understand God. Understand an adult, you'll suffer like you're suffering now. These words are causing suffering, and this suffering will release you. Enough suffering, you see. You have to see suffering before you can remove suffering. You have to be completely lost before you can be completely found. You have to know that you're lost before that you can be found. If you think you are always in control, if you think that you are never lost, you're just off the path slightly, you're doomed. You've not admitted your defeat. You cannot surrender or give up anything and become your true state again in this chaotic thoughts of mind. But these chaotic thoughts are pushing you away to the highest wall so that you have no choice but to return and go within to find yourself as this child that you're never not. And from this child, the child is a whole world. The child is oneness. The child sees no separation. The child knows their truth. They know that they are infinite space. They don't really need anything more in their life except the knowledge that they simply are here as a gift. Let me leave you with a short story that came to my new mind. And it was born from this mind. Can you believe it? From emptiness, from nothingness, to this new rebirth of mind. And this story explains basically a very simple way of awakening. It goes like this. And if you get nothing from these words, take the story, write it down, and read it every now and then. And it may give you something that amuses your body and mind. I went into this local bank. I requested the bank teller to open a new special account for me. The bank teller says, "Sorry, sir, we have no special offers today. Only this account is available. This account is only 0% interest, and it's available for you." I dropped to my knees, giggling on hearing this, and willingly accepted this 0% interest. And immediately I left this samsara life, this samsara world of me, I, and you. I can't speak on behalf of the bank teller. I never looked back, you see. I never looked back. It's a true story. Find the 0% interest in your world and I, me and you is instantly removed. I was freed from that moment of realization in the bank, freed as a liberated sage. And what remains is only the essence of joy, the essence of love, and that I totally love everything. I totally love. I still remains, you see, but this I has no name. This I simply loves, simply experiences joy, simply sees everyone as absolute perfectional stateless. I see everything, everyone as a placeless place that is never ever not here, as whatever we are. Namaste Om. Take these words and now ignore these words.